I am starving like Marvin. What should we eat today, Chef?
I don't know. What do you want to eat?
I don't know, you're the chef.
All right, we could do this forever. Let's stop. What about spaghetti and meatballs? That always sells at the dining facility.
Okay, now we're talking. So what's the upgrade? The noodles, the sauce, the meatballs?
Well, tell me what you're going to typically use to make it.
Okay, so spaghetti, obviously, and then I'll have some meatballs and the sauce.
Well, instead of standard spaghetti, we can level up to whole wheat spaghetti. Remember to look at the ingredient list to make sure at least whole wheat durum flour as the first ingredient and that there aren't any other flours added into it. Instead of your regular tomato sauce, which is likely to have added sugars, upgrade to a tomato puree or look for an Italian sauce that offers no sugar added version of the traditional product. And instead of pre-made frozen meatballs, just mix a small amount of brown ground beef into your Italian sauce, just like this one. I've made it for you already.
Thank you, Chef. Shouldn't have. Let me get some of this.
Level up.
It tastes good to me. So that's an easy upgrade. And the level 3?
The aptly named spaghetti squash.
Level up.
So you can make this with any number of toppings or additions. The possibilities are endless. You can add sauteed mushrooms, onions, beans, olives, pine nuts. Today I'm going to show you how to make a plant-based mushroom version of this as well.
Okay, you lost me at mushrooms. Those ain't meatballs?
Well, they resemble meatballs in appearance and texture, and calling them mushroom plant balls just doesn't have the same ring to it.
Okay, I'll give them a shot. So what's the first step?
Okay, so we're going to start with the meatballs. This recipe will make six meatballs slightly smaller than golf ball size. So Keon, go ahead and preheat your oven to 425 degrees.
Got it. Okay.
All right, now you're going to start with 8 ounces of white mushrooms.
Right.
Great. After that's added to the blender, you're going to pulse the mushrooms in a blender until they're finely chopped. Awesome.
All right.
Now you're going to add half a cup of rolled oats, half a cup of walnuts, and 1 peeled clove of garlic. There you go.
Got that.
Pulse until everything is chopped and well mixed.
How's that?
That's good. Okay, so now we're going to add some tahini to it.
Some what?
Tahini, it's sesame seeds, and you usually find it near the peanut butter in the grocery store. 2 tablespoons of tahini.
I don't have that. So is there anything else we can use?
Well, you can use 100% peanut butter instead. It'll taste a little different, but it still gets the job done. So let's add 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. And if you're having some trouble, you can use a spoon to get it all out. Great.
Okay.
All right, so now we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of low sodium soy sauce, a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and a dash of salt and pepper. Go ahead and give it a few more pulses until it's fully blended. If you're having some trouble with blending, go ahead and add a little bit of liquid, preferably water, to loosen it up. You can also use a spatula to move it around as you go. Now go ahead and drizzle olive oil on a baking sheet. You can line a baking sheet with aluminum foil first if you want. Saves up on cleanup time later.
How's that?
That works. Okay, so let's go ahead and form the mixture into 6 balls. As we make each one, roll it into the oil to coat it. We're gonna go ahead and put it in a bowl to make it easier. Great job. Now we're going to take our spoons, we'll spoon some out, and we'll form our 6 meatballs. Thank you.
After you.
All right. All right, so now that we have those finished, go ahead and stick that in the oven. Let it bake for 22 to 24 minutes or until the meatballs are browned.
All right.
While that's baking, let's work on the spaghetti squash here. You can bake spaghetti squash, but it's a little faster to microwave it and it tastes about the same. Just pick a small spaghetti squash so it fits in the microwave. Start by poking holes in the spaghetti squash so that it can emit some of the moisture out and it won't explode in the microwave. Then microwave it for about 3 minutes to soften it. Afterwards, let it cool for 1 to 2 minutes.
3 minutes?
3 minutes. So now that our spaghetti squash has softened a bit, we can half it lengthwise and remove the seeds. I'll show you how to do that. Always keep in mind before you cut anything on a cutting board, you'll go ahead and put a dampened piece of paper towel underneath so that it keeps the cutting board in place. We don't want this moving around too much as we're trying to cut this. Take your knife, put it in the middle of the spaghetti squash, and push down. And cut through it lengthwise. It's a little tough, so you have to push some muscle into that. All right, so now that we have that open, we're gonna scrape out the rest of the seeds that are inside of it. If you want, you can save the seeds and roast them with a little bit of chili pepper for a delicious snack later. Keon, go ahead and scrape out all the seeds out of there.
Okay.
All right, Keon, go ahead and place half of it in the microwave dish, flesh side down. If they both don't fit, you can cook one half at a time.
Done.
10 minutes should do it, but you know it's done when you can pierce the flesh easily with a knife. If you're tight on space in the microwave, you can do the same thing in the oven. It just takes a little longer. If you choose to do it that way, bake it at 375 for about 40 to 50 minutes.
How long is it? A minute and a half?
10 minutes. There you go. When it comes out, we'll let it cool for about 2 to 3 minutes.
Ooh, those mushroom meatballs are starting to win me over. They smell kind of good, Chef.
Indeed. Okay, so the spaghetti squash is nice and soft now, so you can just take a fork and start shredding, but it's still pretty hot, so you might need an oven mitt to hold it in place. All right, Keon, that looks great. I'm gonna go ahead and plate it for you.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
No problem.
It looks good.
Yeah, looks just like spaghetti. All right, so with this spaghetti squash, you can go ahead and grate a little bit of Parmesan cheese over the top and top it with salt to taste if you'd like. We've already seasoned it in advance, so it has the salt on it. And our meatballs should be done, so we can add those too. Go ahead and check on them. Wow, those look great.
They do.
And there you have it. Now give it a taste.
No sauce?
Try it without the sauce first. If you don't like it, you can add some sauce.
Level up.
No, you're right, actually. It doesn't need the sauce. This tastes good. Thanks, Chef.
Anytime.
And if you want to level up your nutrition knowledge, be sure to check out the companion episode, The Science Behind, Episode 5, Spaghetti and Meatballs. And we out. Yeah, it's good. It's cool how it just